Edge, Real Rock Radio. Brian Keith in the studio, and I've got none other than Thom Hazaert on the phone with me. What's going on, Tom?
So let me ask you this. Out of the entire Megadeth catalog, that's what you picked. Out of Peace Cells, Rust in Peace, like Megadeth, their entire catalog.
No, I would have rather.
That was your choice. That was the Megadeth choice.
Honestly, I'd rather played something off of the Super Collider. I love that album, man. That's a good album.
How about Dystopia?
Dystopia's good too.
I like Risk too. I'm just busting balls. I'm a dick. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, you're up in Wisconsin. How do you like that cold fucking weather, bro?
Fuck Wisconsin. Fuck the weather. I actually nobody knows this. I'm gonna let the cat out of the fucking bag. I just sat in jail for the last 10 fucking days in this shithole fucking place. So yeah. But Wisconsin is what it is. But yeah, so I live in a state that has, we'll just call it, less than sympathetic marijuana laws. And 2 years ago, I had a little incident, and I just had to sit in jail for 10 fucking days. So,
well, you know what? You were in the wrong
Wisconsin.
You're in the wrong town, Madison, man. You can go down there; they don't give a shit.
I lived in L.A. for the last 15 fucking years, the last 20 years. I moved back here because my family was here, and it was better for my kids. And I didn't really talk about that. I mean, look, I've been talking when the whole thing happened. I talked about it. I was pretty public about it, but I didn't make some big dramatic thing on Facebook. Oh, I'm going to fucking jail, but I did. So if you're listening, now you know. I just sat in fucking jail for 10 days. I'm out.
Ain't like I haven't been in jail up there myself, man. All right, man.
Not for something so fucking stupid. Dude, I'm 41 years old. I've never been in jail in my fucking life, and it's just for weed. Like, fuck you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's fucking stupid. Yeah.
As I'm watching 20 states legalize it, and I'm getting sentenced to go to jail for it. Like.
Whatever.
It is what it is. It's rock and roll. I tell you what, I Suge Knighted the shit out of that. I was in jail making calls and running my label and fucking, it was. I got a lot of street cred out of it.
There you go. There you go. Well, let's talk about some of that. You were talking EMP Label Group, and you got the EMP Underground as well. Let's tell people what that's about.
I imagine a lot of people know already, but it's a label I run with David Ellison of Megadeth, and we have a huge roster of hard rock and metal bands. We have Doyle, we have Motorgrader, we have Waylon Revis, who used to be in Mushroomhead's new band, A Killer's Confession. We have, how much time do we have?
Hey, let me ask you this.
Last year.
I heard a name, Mark Slaughter.
No, well, we're not there yet.
You're not there yet.
Last year, Rising Chaos, Dead by Wednesday, Heaven Below, Semblance, Scumlove, Dowskin, who are blowing up, Cage 9.
Good.
Fuck, we got a lot of bands. And we may or may not be putting out the new Mark Slaughter record. That may or may not be happening. It may or may not be announced yet. But
sure.
I don't think anybody noticed. I posted a teaser thing on Twitter last week, and nobody even noticed. It's funny, but yes, Mark's been talking about it a little bit, and we are putting out the new Mark Slaughter record halfway there in April or May. And Mark's a dear friend of Dave's, and me and him have gotten close over the last year, and he just had this great killer record. He put out his last record himself, and I'm a huge Slaughter fan. Literally, they're one of my top 5 favorite bands ever.
Yeah.
And I have no shame in saying that. I think Mark's a brilliant songwriter, and this record we're putting out is incredible. Yeah, we have, in 2017, we have the new Doyle record, Doyle from the Misfits. We have the new Mark Slaughter record. We have, we're actually doing another really cool project with this project called The After Show. It's Roxy Petruzzi from Vixen and her sister, who they both play together, Madam X, but they just did this really killer, they have this side project called The After Show, and they just did this really killer Lemmy tribute song called Kill Mister with Mark singing on it.
Oh, really?
And, they did that, and another, and if you look, I think it's on their Facebook, you can stream it or whatever. I'll send you the song. I wish I'd have known. I would have sent it to you before, but I'll send it to you, and you should check it out. But Mark sings on that, and then the single, we're doing a 12-inch vinyl single of that, and then another B-side with Mark Slaughter singing on both of those too, and that's a really cool project, man. It's going to be a busy year, let me tell you.
Sure.
A lot of great shit coming.
Yeah, and Mark is a great guy. I've had a chance to meet him a few times and hang out with him, and I grew up listening to Slaughter as well, so I mean, good stuff. I'm glad to see he's coming out with another album, man. About fucking time.
Oh, yeah, and I tell you what, dude, his voice The thing about Mark isn't afraid to work hard. Like, there's no ego, there's no rockstar. But that's not about Ellison. That's not about all the guys I work with, man.
Sure.
I work with all these legends every day. I mean, we have Alice Cooper's son, Dash, on the label. His band Co-op is fucking great. Like, all these guys are just legends. And no, there's no ego. Ellison has no ego. There's no bullshit. I mean, we get into it once in a while, and I think that's why Dave loves me, because I'm the one person on earth who go, dude, fuck you, you're wrong, and that's the kind of relationship we have, It's like, dude, I mean, David Ellison, I was 15. Megadeth has been my favorite band since I was fucking 12.
Me too.
You know what I mean? And Ellison, literally, like, he was my idol. Like, he was the guy in the band. It wasn't Mustaine. It wasn't Marty Friedman. I loved David Ellison. He was a Midwest kid like me. He moved to L.A., started a rock band, got famous. I mean, that's what I wanted to do. And his story always paralleled kind of my goals and aspirations, and then it turned out we kind of both did similar things. But, it's funny, and every day I'm in a position where I'm blessed to work with, my best friend now is the guy from my favorite band for 30 years, and a guy who used to be one of my idols growing up, and now, now I can, we have a real candid, real great relationship with EMP. And look, for all intents and purposes, it's Dave's label. His name's on the door, but I'm and Dave tells everybody I run it. I'm the, I run all the day-to-day operations. I'm A&R. I sign all the bands. I basically find bands. I go, hey, Dave, we're going to put this out. He listens and he goes, okay, good. But again, Dave's kind of the spokesman. He's out there doing interviews and talking and, really, really, spreading the word. And people listen when Dave talks, man. People love Dave. He's a legend, so it's great. There's like 5 people listen when I talk, Dave talks, and many listen. So it works out better that way. So,
right.
I'm kind of like the Wizard of Oz, the man behind the curtain pulling the strings.
There you go. Yeah, I got to hang.
They're making us all look good.
Yeah, I got to hang out and talk to him and Mr. Mustaine up at Rock USA. I was telling you about that up there a couple years ago. Yeah, I had a great time, man. And I always run into those guys. It seems like I run into those two at least every 2-3 years somewhere crazy. And it'd be like, son of a bitch, here we are again.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I've been working with Dave. We've been partners for almost going on 2 years now. And even before that, I produced and Shocker got re-released on Blu-ray a couple of years ago. That was actually the beginning of the whole EMP thing. I originally met David when the years he was out of Megadeth, he did A&R for Peavey, and I was a manager, so he was the A&R rep for Skin Lab and some of my other bands at Peavey. So we kind of met through that, and then 2 years ago-ish, I was doing Shocker came out, got re-released on Blu-ray through Scream Factory, and I produced and directed some special features, and I did a 30-minute documentary about the soundtrack, and Ellison was in it, Jason McMaster from Dangerous Toys, Desmond Child, Bruce Kulick from Kiss, Kane Roberts, Alice Cooper's guitar player, Mitch Pileggi, who actually played Horace Pinker, was in it. And so that was kind of how me and Dave reconnected. He was like, hey, I'm managing this band Dowskin, and he's like, I'm producing. If you have any bands to send me. And I'm like, and I brought him Rising Chaos, and he produced a couple tracks. He's like, dude, I love this band. Megaforce offered me an imprint. I'm thinking about doing this label thing. Why don't we sign them? I'm like, all right. And then, with Megaforce, it was, originally it was Dave doing this imprint through Megaforce, and I was just kind of helping out on the label side. The Megaforce thing, it wasn't quite a fit, so I took it to E1, and we did a new distribution, and the whole thing kind of changed from like this little vanity imprint for Dave through Megaforce to a fully functional record label with a roster of 30 bands, distributed, globally. Then Europe were through SPV, in America now we're through Amped. Actually, E1 just stopped distributing music, so we just switched over to a great company called Amped, which is part of Alliance AEC. We're a huge one-stop, and in Europe we're through SPV, and
cool.
So it turned into this real legitimate, label entity, which is wonderful. The world needs more of those. There's not that many left.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, that's why I do this show here, and I tell the listeners, it's about that. We need rock radio nowadays. For a new band to get heard is virtually fucking impossible, man. I mean, on radio, unless you know somebody or you can get it in. It's all that commercialized bullshit,
Yeah, there's so much more to it than that. I mean, look, I've been in radio on and off. I mean, I've been a DJ, and I've done, the politics at radio, number one, there's so little room. Like, if you listen to active rock stations, they're mostly playing fucking Bush and Stone Temple Pilots. It's 90s recurrent bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, you listen to an active rock station, 6 out of 10 songs are shit you probably know. It's Jeremy and Even Flow and Everything's Zen, and they're great songs, but it's just shit. I don't want to hear it. You know, it's just, so they brought in all these consultants who play all this, you know, this 90s rock recurrent bullshit, and that's 60-70% of the playlist. And then there's, you know, the bands that are, you know, again, somebody's friend. There's the politics. It's like there's no room on the playlist, man. I mean, honestly, you know, I've been, you know, more taking my records to, you know, some of the more syndicated shows and some of the more classic rock stuff. And again, I mean, look, even now, you know, the classic stations are taking a little more of an active bent, and it's kind of this weird amalgamation of killer 80s rock, some new stuff. And again, look, we've had, you know, success at metal radio and specialty radio, and, you know, Dollskin went out and had a couple of singles, and, you know, but again, you know, the Killer's Confession single that's out has Brian Headwelch from Korn on it, and that, you know, got a lot of love when we put that out. But again, it's just, it's really, really, really limited. I mean, it's money, but even the money doesn't even really do it sometimes anymore, you know what I mean? It's just...
Yeah,
I don't know. The lunatics are running the asylum, I guess.
Well, and they put me in charge of this asylum, and that's where they fucked up. Because I'm playing it, and then I brought you into it. Welcome home. So let's talk about all right, you know, the EMP group and the EMP Underground. What band or what group are you most excited about right now on that label? I know there's a bunch. Man.
You really think I can answer that question? You're like, which one of your kids?
No, it doesn't have to be one of your majors. I understand.
I literally just went through and like named 50 bands. I mean, look, all of them. I mean, look, the Doyle record's going to be great. The Killer's Confession record.
I'm looking forward to the
produced some of it, and I've been around. I basically, you know, Killer's Confession, I kind of helped put that project together. Waylon came to me, and he's like, look, I'm starting to do a new project. I want to call it Unbroken. And he's like, I got some guys who are writing some songs. I'm working on it, and he sent me some rough ideas. We said, you know, I said, well, there's already a band called Unbroken, but he wanted to call the album a Killer's Confession. I said, okay, why don't we call the band a Killer's Confession? We'll call the album Unbroken, and the die was cast. We went in the studio literally the next week and recorded the track at Killer's Confession, and, you know, those guys have been finishing up the record. It turned out killer. They played, you know, a couple of shows that went great. We did a Cleveland hometown show that was just fucking huge, a line down the street, and it was awesome. And yeah, I mean, look, I'm super excited about, I mean, honestly, all of our records. I got a new Green Death record, the Mark Slaughter record I'm super excited about. Doyle's record is going to be fucking incredible.
That's the one I'm excited about, the Doyle one too, myself, to be honest with you. I love Doyle.
Yeah, I honestly just got it. I mean, I literally just heard, I hadn't heard anything off of it. I literally just got the roughs of it the other day and just finally got to hear some of it, and it's killer. And I worked on the last Doyle record, Abominator, and I have really strong love and connections to Doyle and his camp and his management, and
sure.
So I mean, that was I was actually the marketing director for Monster Man Records for the first Doyle record for Abominator. So it's funny, now we just brought Monster Man into EMP and we're putting out As We Die. So it was this really cool, funny, natural little progression, you know, of how that. And it was like a year in the process, man. We literally started having the first conversations a year ago about putting out this new Doyle record. And it just, literally, Doyle and Ellison announced it at the the Revolver Music Award, you know, a couple weeks ago. So it just happened to get done just in time. They announced it, and it was like the world blew up. Like we dropped an atomic Doyle bomb, and it was everywhere, man. And, you know, and then we announced that we opened this Ellison coffee store last week, and, you know, before that, the Doyle was the biggest press release we'd ever done. Now this coffee thing, I can't even fucking believe that. Everything, you know, I mean,
no, go ahead. I was going to say, the coffee shop, didn't you guys just open one up in Minnesota or something like that, Michigan?
We did. We just opened one in well, we've had the Ellison Coffee Company for like a year.
Right.
Excuse me. Hang on. Okay, sorry. I needed a libate. So David came to me last February, March, and I remember vividly I was walking around an adult bookstore. Don't ask me why. I don't remember that part, but I was at a porn store, and I get a call from Dave, and he's like, "Hey, so somebody just hit me up and offered me the opportunity to make coffee. He said he could bag it and roast it and do everything. I just have to and he could fulfill the orders. We just have to sell it. And I said, and Dave's a big coffee guy, and I like coffee, and I was like, dude, that's a great idea. I'm like, we were just joking around. I said, dude, we'll call it Roast in Peace. And
right.
We both just laughed, and that was it. And we did. Now we have Roast in Peace, Kenya Thrash, She-Wolf. And we had great success with it, man. We released the blends, and they started doing well. And then this opportunity came up. We had a friend who had a coffee shop in Dave's hometown of Jackson, Minnesota, which Megadeth fans are all familiar with. That's where Mary Jane Tulliger's grave was, that Mary Jane was written about. And, Ellison's family farm, that inspired Foreclosure of a Dream. And so there's so much Megadeth lore in this little town in Minnesota as it is. So we decided we talked about the idea of opening an Ellison coffee shop in Phoenix where Dave lives, and I was actually out in Phoenix a couple months ago looking for locations. But then we had a friend who had a coffee shop in Jackson called Coffee Choices, and she was having trouble and talking about maybe going out of business. And we said, well, why don't we come in and rebrand it Ellison Coffee and partner with you? And so we did. And now, we just announced it last week, and it's kind of like a Hard Rock Cafe meets Starbucks, man. It's like
there you go,
crazy, Dave's guitars are in there. There's so much shit, man. Oh, God, I can't even. Max Cavalera sent us a soccer jersey. Phil Demmel from Machine Head, one of his guitars he gave Dave is hanging up in there. And it's all full of, Megadeth gold records and platinum records, and Dave's prototype Jackson Kellybird bass is in there. And we really, so it's memorabilia and our coffee, and it's the local flavor, and it's just, everything about it is just fucking cool, man. We're so excited. I can't even,
Well, let me ask you this. Is it Dave, and are you guys also working on a guitar line or something? Did I hear that? On a guitar line or something? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, David is actually, and I don't really know. I don't think I can talk about this, actually.
Okay.
I think you'll probably find out after NAMM. Let's talk after NAMM.
There you go.
That's what about this.
I kind of thought about that for a minute after I said it. Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
But yeah, Dave might have something cooking with something that resembles that, but I don't know if I'm at liberty to discuss it. So
I hear you. Well, Pam wanted me to tell you hi. She just clicked on the Facebook here, wanted me to tell you hi.
Hi. Hi.
So, what other projects?
Hi, Pam.
I know you're busy as hell, man. What else you got going on, man? Besides that.
Nothing. Oh man! Obviously EMP keeps
pretty
most
busy.
Of my attention, and again, look, I'm a producer, and I do a lot of that kind of stuff, which has sort of had to take a back seat with EMP taking on. But again, right now it's mostly EMP and Ellison Coffee. Me and Dave are partners in another artist merchandise and fulfillment company called Merch Live, merchlive.com, that they actually handle all the fulfillment for EMP, and we kind of got into a discussion about doing stuff for other bands, and and now we're doing merch for Raven, who we manage, Dangerous Toys, who are also on EMP. We're reissuing some of their older records, and actually Jason McMaster from Dangerous Toys has his current project he's been doing for the last 20 years is called Broken Teeth, and it's kind of this kick-ass AC/DC, and we just signed them, too. We're putting out the new Broken Teeth record, too, which I'm super excited about. I've been a big... I had another label called Corporate Punishment that both Dangerous Toys and Broken Teeth were on, too. You know what I mean? So, again, a lot of EMP kind of evolved from my old label, Corporate Punishment, and people I knew, and, so it's really a really cool little family vibe, man, between me and Dave and all of our friends. It's just us putting out everybody's records and having fun doing it,
Yeah, Jason's a good guy. I've seen him down here in San Antonio quite a bit. I'm good friends with Danny Aaron, former guitarist, Dangerous Toys. Love that band too, man.
I have the first Dangerous Toys cover tattooed on my fucking leg.
Do you really?
I do.
Nice.
I do. I'm a big fan, man. I love those guys. Again, it comes back to that shocker thing, man. You know what I mean? It's like, even then, Megadeth, Dangerous Toys, Alice Cooper, what a killer soundtrack. Megadeth, what a killer soundtrack that was. And that's why it was so fun when I got to do that shocker thing and go back and revisit it. And it's funny because that thing really, it was the catalyst for EMP and all this other stuff that we did. It all kind of started because of Shocker. So
just kicked it off. Craven. Kicked it off for you, yeah, right? Yeah.
We owe it all to Horace Pinker.
Nice. All right, man. Well,
so yeah, dude, that's the main stuff. We're heading out to NAMM next week, and Dave, We got a bunch of artists signing at NAMM. We have a Doyle and Dave Ellison signing Friday at Rock and Roll Industries, and
cool.
we do a lot of stuff with a clothing company called Puck Hockey. It's like hockey lifestyle clothing, and I have a line through them. Ellison has a line. My friend Bumblefoot has a line through them. Doyle has a line through them. We all hail the Yeti, 36 Crazy Fists, Head PE.
Sure.
We actually just signed the hugest thing ever. I wish I could fucking say it, but I can't yet. But pretty soon you'll see an announcement. We just signed a huge, and I'm kind of their music guy. I kind of oversee the marketing and the music department and signing the artists to the. But we have a bunch of stuff with NHL players like Tomas Tatar and Marian Hossa and Frederick Anderson, and again, so it's kind of this cross between like cool NHL player gear, but then hockey themed rock and metal stuff too, so which are again two of my great loves, man. Hockey and metal, you really can't go wrong when you put them together,
Well, yeah, they kind of go together. To me, hockey's the only real sport. You got to be on blades and getting the shit kicked out of you while hitting a puck around. Now that's a fucking sport, man.
Right. Look, I'm a football guy too, but I'm a fan all around, man. I'm a fan all around. So, but so the puck hockey stuff is great, and they do some really killer stuff for me and Dave, and it's exciting, man. There's really a lot of cool shit swirling around, our heads, both of us, all of us. It's really exciting. Every day, me and Dave both go, holy shit, that's awesome. This awesome, cool stuff happens every damn day.
There you go, man. That's what it's all about. All right, Tom. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show, and I'm looking forward to when you get back from NAMM. We definitely need to need to talk again.
After NAMM, I'll come back and I'll talk about all the shit that we can't talk about now.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, man.
It'll be reveal after reveal, but you did kind of get the Mark Slaughter scoop, though. So
I did.
You did. Maybe I'll hook you guys up with Mark. Maybe I'll hook you up with Mark. You can have him on the show, and he can come on and talk about how much he loves me. I hear he does that in interviews now too, which makes me happy. So,
There you go. Yeah, we'd love to have Mark on. I haven't seen him in a while. That'd be great, man. But
we'll make that. It's so funny too. I was joking around before. I was going to call him and just three-way him and prank call him, but I didn't think I can do it on my phone. But so I'll hook you up with him. You can get him on himself. And I used to do that on my morning show, on my radio show all the time. I just randomly just call my rock star friends and just start talking to them and make them be on my show. There was no plan, nothing. It was fun. Yeah.
The next time you talk to Mark, ask him about playing in a little country-ass bar in Texas, man. They had a longhorn steer on the front porch. They were taking pictures. It was fucking great, man.
I don't know. Well, actually, I got to call him right now when I get off the phone with you, so
all right.
I'll see what I can do.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, Tom.
It was great talking to you guys. If you need anything else, you know where to find me. Everybody else, you can find me on Facebook and Twitter and Thom Hazaert, Thom effing Hazaert on Twitter, EMP Label Group, pretty much universally, Instagram, Twitter, anything that has pictures and or stuff on it, you can find us there. Ellison Coffee Co.
Yep.
Merchlive.com, whatever, you can find us. It's not hard.
Sounds good. And again, I'll be looking forward to talking to you after you get back from NAMM, man.
All right, guys, we'll talk soon.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Tom.